you're going to lose your honey crop if you let them go to the trees. And it's true. Commercial beekeepers would not allow swarming. But it's a lot of work not to allow swarming, and it's not the end of the world if you do. That's all I'm saying. It's not the end of the world if you happen to get a swarm out. It takes a while to learn how to manage swarming. Then this is another textbook thing. Don't visit your bees too much. Well, you know, I was in my bees every day as a kid. I'm not going to tell you that. You're not going to learn anything if you don't interact with them. Now, you may learn that I'm interacting with them too much, I'm harming their growth. You may not be wise enough to know that yet. But I think you ought to be able to go in, depending on the time of year, many times, try to keep your visits timed down to 20 minutes or so. Especially now, I will say, in the dearth of the summer, July and August, you probably don't want to be going in your colonies. But in the springtime and even this time of year, the bees are really nice right now, at least. And we have, our goldenrod bloom is a little more advanced than yours. So our bees are really sweet right now. They got a lot of food coming in. So what you'll find is bees are really nice to interact with during the honey flows because food's coming in, everybody's in a good mood. As soon as food dries up, you'll know, you'll get stung more.
So is goldenrod bloom earlier up north?
Well, you know, I saw some goldenrod blooming in August. Yeah, it does. It's kind of a photoperiod driven thing. We had a little bit of goldenrod start in August and then that was gone, but our big flood of goldenrod has just started about a week ago. And I noticed yours is just about to open. So we're a little ahead of you on goldenrod. It's the reverse on many other flowers. Like you're always ahead of us on all the spring flowers and summer flowers. So
Y'all got a little bit more rain up north than you.
we've been pretty, well, we got that shot of rain Saturday, but before that we were pretty dry.
This area right in here has been real dry.
Oh yeah, well we had, you're right, we had a wetter spring than you did. Yeah. And finally, be beekeepers, not bee havers. Presumably a beekeeper is someone who can manage bees, deal with their issues, grow them, and produce a crop. Whereas a bee haver gives up sometime early and just has a box of bees standing in the backyard that hasn't been opened. It would take a crowbar to open it. So it's not easy, but it's fun. I mean, the whole point of getting into beekeeping now is it's a fun hobby. And I really recommend it. I started keeping bees when I was 5, and that's 45 years ago. I love them. So are there any questions? Do we want to take a little break? I don't, how long? It seems like I've talked forever. What time is it? Lord, it's 8 o'clock. Do we want another talk or not? Or do we want to?
Odds of having killer bees when they move them to California and bring them back here to Stone County.
Well, I can't say they're zero. This certainly is a chance you might pick up Africanized bees. The only thing I'll say about that is, in general, these holding yards where all these pollinators go to, they're bees from all over the country. It's not just, there are very few California resident bees there. So the odds aren't zero, but I don't think they're terribly great either. I think you're more likely to get killer bees by buying queens in the mail from some people, to be honest with you.
I know Coy, well, in the yard down here, he brings the bees from California there and inspects them all before he strips them out.
Yeah, these commercial guys are often requeening often too. So I don't know what Steve does. He probably requeens in the spring. He probably requeens everything in the springtime. I know that's what the 80s are doing in Woodville. So those 90,000 colonies they create, they get all new queens. So even if they did pick up Africanized bees, they're going to requeen them anyway. So I think the odds are pretty low. It's not zero. But there are certain people in denial about where they live. There's a queen producer, and I won't name the family, who live in an Africanized area and they still sell queens in packages and say, we're not selling Africanized bees. But I one time did an experiment with their bees and other stocks. They were the meanest, consistently the meanest bees in the yard. They were awful. And I told him that and he bit my head off. I said, well, I look at the counties around you, you're completely surrounded by Africanized bees. How do you control your mating? And he just got grumpy and marched off. But
Is that in Mississippi?
There's a lot of them.
but he sells to Mississippi.
There's a lot of them in Texas, aren't there?
That's what I'm talking about. But I don't want to get a lawsuit, so I'll stop there. Okay, so what do we want to do? I don't want to go too long. I have this other PowerPoint on seasonal management, or we can just talk about the basic equipment. Let's talk about the basic equipment and see how you feel.